Thomas Lundy made a video who's now known as Knowledge is Power. And he made a comment in the middle of this video that I've been wanting to make a video about for a long time. His comment was that it was essentially saying that men don't really miss women. It's at this point, when men are going their own way, we're looking at all the people who are saying, well, all women aren't like that. You just have to find the right one. Well, it's now gotten to the point where men really don't miss women. We might miss what we thought we were going to have, but then I would say, is it a case that we're really missing women? Well, no, because what we were missing really was never there to begin with. The affection that was offered and promised, the support that was promised, it was there for a short time and then yanked away, or it was conditional, as long as you do this. And then they started noticing the list of demands was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And no matter what men did, they were never going to measure up. And the affection was always withheld. Even if vows, special, serious vows were taken in front of witnesses, even people who, even women who profess faith in Jesus Christ and took vows in front of people according to the Bible, where she said, for better or worse, I'm sticking right here with you. And then when the inconvenient came, let alone the worse, she cut and ran and said, oh, by the way, let me have half of your stuff that I had nothing to do with building. And so, even if we drop that out of the picture and just think logically, think back to some of the benefits that men could look forward to in a marriage back in 1930, for example, 1940, even 1950, when Betty Friedan came out with her treatise about feminism, the feminine mystique, and all of that. Men could count on having somebody who provided creature comforts in the home, who made sure everybody was dressed well, clothes were clean, bacteria wasn't crawling all over the floors and all over the counters and things like that. She not only could, but she did provide comforts with food, and affection were there. Arms, female arms. There's nothing quite like a female's physical affection for a man, where she can undo, hours of torture, hours of labor and disrespect and harshness that a man can deal with on a level that a woman will never be able to deal with that consistently, that intensely. A woman who's really that devoted to her husband really can remove hours of that from a man's mind with a simple touch of her female hand, with the proper affection behind it. Look at all those things, and they've been taken away. I haven't even touched the sexual aspect yet. We look today, and sexual attractiveness is just about all we can look forward to on a secure basis. The rest of it is just there on loan. And so we look there, the soft answers, the words of comfort, the words of encouragement are gone. Most women provide sarcasm, and we can look forward to competition more than we can affection every single time. Whatever you can do, I can do better. And whatever you can do, I'll find a way to show you I can do it better, show you that I don't need you, that I can really outdo you, I can outwoman you and outman you. And once I do show you I can do it better, then I'll sit back and be lazy and say, but I want you to do it for me instead. And so there's no teamwork. There's no camaraderie right there. There's no female-male companionship. There's no compatibility. We're not able to be complementary to one another. We're dealing with an adversary that sleeps with us and tries to get us hooked sexually. So I can't blame any man who says, no, I don't care if there's a good woman out there. And some of you jumping in my comments section just being silly. You're saying, if you think somebody made a comment in my last video about strong and independent women, saying if you think there's a dearth of good women out there, it's because of, and then turns it around, just created a most embarrassing straw man argument. No one said anything about, are there any good women out there? Okay, the problem with a MGTOW man in his mind is that he sees the truth that women only have to be quote unquote good just long enough to get that wedding ring on your finger or to get in your house and stay with you for a month or so until common law marriage laws kick in. Then she can be however she wants, and if you dare leave, she has the state backing her. There's nothing you can do. Those prenuptial agreements are worthless. Any footage you have, even if you have things on video, some judges are throwing that out. They're simply removing all the protections that used to be there for the man. And the women themselves, they're removing the incentives from men. Because let me tell you, women, let me just tell you bluntly, your body is not worth all of that. Not at all. I'm talking to those of you who do give your bodies and keep on giving your bodies. Even that. Let alone the women who like to use their body as bait. Go to the gym just trying to look good enough just to get you to ask them out. Okay, you really, that's a moot point right there. I don't even need to speak to you. But the women that do keep on giving their bodies but have nothing good to say, they show no respect, they interrupt everything the man says, argue with his every point, undermine his every effort, spend all his money, spend all his time, absorb his habits, resist his friends, interrupt his thought process at work, slow him down, constantly come at him with no respect whatsoever, show the mailman more respect, show the grocery clerk more respect, show their boss a whole lot more respect, and instantly any woman who contends with him, she's instantly on the woman's side because of the sisterhood. What incentive does any man have to mess with you or to put up with anything that you do? I can't think of one. And guess what? Neither can 90% of the men that are out here. The ones that still get married, they're hoping that they found one that just would, quote unquote, never do those things. That's not a good enough investment. That's not good enough incentive for a man to put himself in that position. Just doesn't worth it. It's just not worth it, that is. It doesn't work. So women, yeah, we're sad about not being able to hook up with you and expect what we used to be able to expect. Look forward to what we used to be able to look forward to. Sure, we want to bond with you. Sure, those things you offer and your physicality, those smiles, those sweet smiles that offer compassion, they promise intimacy, they promise tenderness. The smile, the giggles, the laughs, the tender touches that promise I can't think of the word I'm thinking of right now. A cooperation. Yeah, we are sad about not being able to have that, but we're not able to say we missed it because it was never there. Just the promise of it was, and the down payment of it was, the taste of it was, and then it turned to gravel. So if women really want to fix things, okay, you need to fix you instead of talking about man up, because men are plenty men. They're plenty man enough all over the place. I see them, their toughness is still there, their strength, their focus, their perseverance is still there, their creativity is still there, their grit, they're willing to try in the face of failure. It's all over the place. I'm seeing it on the oil fields and the oil rigs. I'm seeing farmers do it. Football teams are doing it all over the place. That's why you have women trying to interrupt that, and they're trying to become sportscasters, referees, get into the locker rooms. The Chicago Bulls have a woman coach right now because they're attracted to that, and they see that the men are doing those things, and they're attracted to that masculine energy of those men that are going and doing their thing. Women are trying to become office workers, but they're not trying to get in the mining industry. They don't want the danger, but they respect the men who are out there getting in the mines. They see all of that. Sure, great, we're glad you see it. But if you want male-female relationships to be restored, telling men to man up and just marry you anyway, just hook up with you anyway, no matter what you do, it's just madness. It's just silly, and it's not going to happen. Men, stay strong, stay focused, stay resolute, persevere. This is Hot Ice.